Happy Feast Day! Today we hear one of the most popular, if not the most popular, verses in the scriptures. This is my commandment that you love one another just as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for one's friends. There are three observations worth noting in these verses. First, Jesus focuses on the priority of love. John brackets Jesus' words at the beginning and the end with the command for Christians to love one another. Second, Jesus commands his disciples to love one another. Jesus does not issue a suggestion or a recommendation. He commands his disciples to love one another because Christian love isn't just a feeling, it's an act of the will. Notice that Jesus doesn't say, "This is my commandment that you like one another." Let's face it, there are some Christians that you like, but there are also some Christians that you don't like. You don't like their personalities, their preferences, their priorities. You don't have any chemistry, that's okay. You can still love one another even though you don't like them because love is a choice to seek their highest good. And even if you do not like them, love will motivate you to seek for their highest good, and that is heaven for them. This is an issue Jesus can command us to do because love is a decision of the will. Third, Jesus has demonstrated love through selfless service. In the same Gospel of John, chapter 13, Jesus selflessly washed the disciples' feet. You can just imagine how grungy the feet of the disciples were. Nevertheless, Jesus washed their feet to indicate his willingness to serve out of love. He served them in a memorable fashion. Jesus' entire life consisted of putting others first. And his death is the ultimate expression of his love for the disciples and for the whole of humanity. In 1980, a certain Dr. Robertson began to see signs of memory loss in his wife, Muriel. For the next decade, as he watched his wife's career began to erode and disappear. In the mid 1980s, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and her deterioration continued to advance rapidly. Many well meaning friends and colleagues encouraged him to put his wife into an Alzheimer's unit, but he could not just bear the thought. And as his wife's condition worsened, he made a decision that was a matter of integrity. He resigned from his post as president of a school to care for his wife full time. People thought he was choosing this task at a remarkable social and professional cost. They felt like he was throwing away his career. But he found tremendous joy in serving his wife, who had selfishly demonstrated 42 years of love for him. This story is not to highlight quitting our jobs to care for a sick loved one, no. But this is to highlight love, to stand by love no matter what happens, and to concretize that love by service, by humble service of one another. The commandment of Jesus is precisely this, that you or we love one another and to lay down our lives, not only for our friends, but for everybody. Amen.